can hear them in your mind. This doesn't make any sense. You aren't digitally modified at all beyond your small vocal mod slot. There's nothing in your brain that should allow this to happen, and yet it's happening. How?
That is what I would like to know. You have the honor of one of us, but with something more. You can speak our language and see what we see, yet you have no clue how you got to this point. For this is truly strange.
So even the leader...
You may call me by the name which the others referred to me as. Paul.
Okay, so even Paul doesn't know what happened to you. Wait, see what they see?
Yes, you can see the waves of information flowing through the world just like us. It's like another sense of ours and now of yours too.
So that's what the water was, but what about the light robes?
That we do not know, for we do not see that. Again, you are like us, but different, as if you have more than us. Think back to before you were found in the alleyway. Did something happen to you before then? Why were you there?
To be honest, you haven't thought about before the alleyway. Your mind is very hazy around then, and all you can remember is that you were doing a shadow run, and the next thing you knew, you woke up in the alleyway. All you remember is that it ended badly and you need to avoid your apartment due to your killing your client. It's honestly very lucky for you to have been found by these cyber people. How did they even know you would be there?
Xanax told us you would be there. He told me that someone important to our future would be wandering aimlessly in the above world, in a state of panic, ready for us to rescue. Xanax is never wrong, so I sent Mark, the bird one you met, to collect you.
Xanax? Who's he?
For he is our lord, for he is the one that rules over all. Not even down here alone, but above as well. Not many besides us know of his existence, and he prefers to keep it that way for our safety.
Now that's interesting. You've never heard of the cyber people having a god. Well, they are called cultists, so you suppose they would have to believe in some sort of higher power. But clearly this god isn't just some myth. It knew about you in some way. This Zadok they speak of must know something about you.
Would you like to speak with him? I can arrange for such.
You consider the offer for a second and then decide that it would probably be the best way for you to figure out what's going on with you.
Very well then, follow me.
Paul leaves the hut and you follow them. You still haven't exchanged pronouns.
You may address me as it. I know the pronoun it can be odd to you fleshlings, but trust me, we prefer it. We have evolved past humanity and would prefer to be addressed as such alongside other more abstract terms.
Odd, but whatever. At least they have things figured out far more than you do in that regard. You follow it past the perimeter of the city and into the surrounding areas of the cave, illuminated still by the light of the city. The two of you approach a wall of the cavern, and it raises the staff and taps the head against 3 points against the wall. A door-sized hole appears, leading into a bright white laboratory hallway.
Proceed,
Paul says.
I will wait your return here.
You enter the bright white hallway and your eyes adjust to the fluorescent lights above. As you walk down the long hallway, you pass black and gray doors with numbers on them, all locked with no way in. The hallway turns right and then ends at an open door. Inside you see wires spilling from machinery and tangled into spaghetti on the floor. You step over the wires and walk inside the room. There are massive server racks reaching multiple floors above you, taking up a massive room to the left of you. To the right you see a terminal with chairs that have been knocked over and a panel illuminating green, obfuscated text. Above the terminal there is a long window into another dark room. There is a door at the end of the room that has been left open. You slowly approach the door and walk through into the dark, ominous room. Entering the room, you start to hear the mechanical whirring of motors as the door immediately slams shut behind you. Before you can do anything, blue light spills out of a crack, opening itself up in the darkness. It opens into a circle and you can see the room clearly, now bathed in radiant blue light. There's a giant mechanical spheroid suspended in the middle of the room, with concentric circles twisting and rotating around a blue circular glass panel with a net of fiberglass wires inside. You are staring into a massive mechanical eye.
Hello, this is he. I'm happy to finally get to meet you in person.